In Phil Stallard's work, there's some paintings, and I often see it in his work, a beautiful sense of Impressionism in the way he applies colour and the choices of colour. But in this work here, it's abstract in a Phil Stallard sort of style, a sense of movement and the flow. There's almost like an ethereal quality about it. Phil, you know, how do you know how to develop a painting like this in abstracted form? And then, as we touched on in earlier film segments, how do you know when it's finished? It's always a challenge, and a lot of people talk about how do we know when it's finished?
Yeah, I think it's finished when it gets taken away from me. This one is just, I think there's quite a few pieces in this series that are just old-fashioned painterly paintings, and I'm going back to oils, and this is on a beautiful bit of linen, Belgian linen.
Yeah.
I had quite a few pieces just on the floor in the studio. Work on them and unconsciously just in oils. Usually do oils like on an easel. And I just move it around on the studio floor. And this one I really wanted to do a whole bunch that were just all about light, and that's pretty impressionist and more like Lloyd Rees in a way. And thinking about Lloyd Rees. And wanting to keep it a bit rough and also fresh. And gestures, and this was totally unconscious. I was on the floor, I had terrible light in the studio, and I did some of these elements, and I'd go out of the studio and I'd come back the next day, and I was quite surprised that I realised it was done, and I really want some pieces now. And also with this one behind, that needs to have this floating, could say Impressionist, but I'd say Lloyd Rees sort of element, because where I'm living, there's a lot of water around, and I think nice little concise pieces that are quite painterly, which is what this one is. It's all about light on the water, quite simple, but if you took it back to the studio after this, I'd keep on going. Actually, but no, this one is one of those few ones I just like. It was totally easy and spontaneous, and for once I didn't go back and redo it.
You've used what sort of implements and techniques in this? It looks like you've used hand or...
I use my hand sometimes, actually, really, because I'm studios in the backyard. Sometimes I'll go to the clothesline. I mean, I use rag, and Lloyd Rees used the rag. Use oil-soaked rag, and I'm not thinking of Lloyd when I was working on this one. I'm just looking for something to, these gestures at the top here, that's just done with a shirt that I got from a clothesline. I know I'm just going to destroy it, and it's on the floor, and I'm just sort of, scraping away at it, and when I stretch it and put it on the canvas, when I put it on a stretcher and I put it up on a wall, I just go, oh crap, that's really good, and I don't know how I did it. Which I think is,
that's
how you want to be.
That's the magic.
Yeah, it's the magic. Sometimes magic happens, sometimes it doesn't, and it's torture. But I wouldn't touch this. No, I wouldn't even paint over this one again. The gestures are so right.